everyone. Welcome. Well, very good to see you all. Thank you for joining today. We're going to give folks one more minute to join and then we get started. I'm so excited to see all of you. So my name is Prachi Vakaria, and this is the first day of the Womanium and WISER Quantum Program for 2025. Today, we're going to cover what the program is all about, who is here, and what you can expect for the next couple of weeks. So we're very happy to have you here and excited to go through this journey in another fourth year of this program that Womanium and WISER are hosting. So who am I? Let me welcome you. My name is Prachi Vakaria. I live and work in Washington, D.C. Many years ago, some colleagues and I, we were together and we realized that not only we love science, we love exposing other people to all the fun things that the scientific community has to offer. At the time, we were getting these amazing tours of seeing atomic clocks with the US Naval Observatory, or seeing how the James Webb Space Telescope was getting created and built before it went into space. So we thought, why don't we share this experience with more people, get more people excited about science, and especially those areas of science that not too many people would otherwise be exposed to. So we really started to focus on these niche scientific domains that are different, that are unique, that are at the intersection of different domains. And in 2017, we created the nonprofit Womanium that since the year 2022, we've been focusing on quantum technologies. And this actually came because at the time, Dr. Marlu Slot, she was a young scientist at NIST and she was working on quantum materials. She called herself a nano artist because she was moving atom by atom to create quantum materials. And then we said, quantum has all these really unique properties and not a lot of people understand it. What if we create a training program that excites people in this very interesting part of physics? And this is how the first quantum program was born in 2022, where we said, well, let's have some of the best speakers and thinkers in the world to come and train others in what quantum technologies really mean. So we had people from universities, academia, professors, but also people who are from government, who are from corporations who are doing R&D there. We also had Nobel Prize laureates. I don't know if many of you may remember who've come and joined us in the past. We had Dr. Bill Phillips come and join us for a talk. And we said, what can we do in training people in ways that others cannot? And this is especially with lab tours, because imagine in a lab, there's a handful of people that can get into a lab. So we created a whole lab tour series where we can take you to see how a trapped ion computer, for example, is being made. So we've had amazing speakers, if you go to the next slides, as well as companies and partners that have joined us. So everyone in the field, you may be familiar with some of these faces. You can go back and see our old lectures as well. We work with the top corporations and companies around the world. And of course, all of this means we have a strong impact. And that impact is in applications. So we've had a number of projects that have come from our last many years as well, from the training we've done. And that actually includes also companies and startups like Pramatra Space, for example. It's a very promising company based out of Bangalore in India that's come from our startup. We've also had impact in terms of education. Not only this is about training yourself, but training others in your community. And we've had people translate our lectures into other languages. We've had people that write Medium blogs about everything they've learned through each of the sessions as well. So an amazing amount of impact that these programs have created, not only again with the people we train, but people outside of it. And lastly, of course, your own impact on yourself. So we've seen this transition again, people going from completely different fields and entering the quantum sector, or people going and changing countries and joining top companies, quantum companies, moving from their own countries. So, and of course, people creating their own startups. And again, your own confidence itself. So where the perceived level of quantum education and knowledge was to where it is after this program has had a huge impact. So this year, I'm very, very excited to share that we have another program for you. This year's program is done in partnership with WISER. So WISER is a new nonprofit. It's also based out of Washington, D.C. WISER will be creating quantum programs here on. Not only will we have quantum programs, we will also focus on research. We will be focused on career materials much more strongly this year as well. And something else we hope to launch soon is micro grants. How can we support small projects, papers, initiatives that all of you want to work on? How do we support that with small grants that can make a huge impact? So I'm really excited for this year's program. This year's program is very different than the last couple of years. This program, it's really focused on quantum algorithms. And you're going to see some new team members that have joined this year's program. So you may be familiar with me, Prachi Vakaria in DC. I have a few other colleagues you're going to meet through the rest of this program, especially Abhinaya and Katie and Vardhan, who joins us again. Abhinaya itself, so Dr. Abhinaya Nyanasekaran, She hasn't had an amazing journey. This is a woman, she grew up in a small town in southern India, goes to IIT Madras, does her PhD at Stanford, and today works with SRI, Stanford Research Institute, and Palo Alto Research Center, which is now one entity. But this is an organization that has created the mouse, the GUI. A lot of the modern computer actually comes from these research organizations. And in fact, even the name SRI might be familiar if you guys know Siri. Siri is a voice commands platform that if you have an Apple phone, you are really forced to use sometimes. But Siri actually was coming from SRI. So it used to be an SRI initiative that later Apple went and bought from them. So it's a great organization, and you have one of the greatest scientific technical minds at SRI who's created this year's program for you. So I really hope you enjoy it. And now I hand it off to Abhinaya to tell you more what is coming up in the next couple of days.
Thanks for the introduction, Prachi. Hi, everyone. I'm Abhinaya. I'm the technical program lead at WISER and Womanium this year. A little before I begin, let me say that I'm really looking forward to interacting with you all in the coming months and guiding you through this amazing program that we have created for you. A little bit more about myself. Like as Prachi mentioned, I grew up in a small industrial township in South India, where my dad was working as a mechanical engineer in a thermal power station. And like he would have all these amusing stories of what he did at work. And I found them amusing enough to do my own degree in engineering. I went on to do my degree in chemical engineering at IIT Madras. And even early on, I knew that I was interested in doing research. I did a variety of projects from experimentation to simulation to developing mathematical models. And that kind of made me realize that the connecting concept of all of my projects were that I was just interested in doing the mathematical aspects of it. So I went on to do my PhD in applied math at the Institute for Computational and Mathematical Engineering at Stanford. There I worked with Professor Eric Dahl on numerical analysis and high performance computing. And then I went on to my first job at RTX Technology Research Center, formerly known as Raytheon Technologies. And this is where I got interested and exposed to quantum computing. We had a small internal R&D grant to explore quantum algorithms for aerospace and defense industries. And me and my boss, we self-taught ourselves quantum computing and worked in this area. And later went on to have my first DARPA project called on DARPA. It's a program called DARPA Impact on developing quantum algorithms for aerodynamic design optimization. And currently now I'm at SRI International, where I work on a variety of applied math projects at the intersection of optimization, AI, ML, and numerical analysis. And since I come from like a classical computing applied math background, my approach to quantum computing is that how can we leverage the decades of research that we have done in classical computing to develop more efficient quantum algorithms? Where can we draw the parallels between classical and quantum? Like what are the pros and what are the cons? Like, or what are the differences? And if we are able to identify these differences and similarities, my belief is that we would be able to develop better and better algorithms. Next slide, please. All right, this is my take on why we should focus on quantum algorithms. I think quantum hardware, it's kind of continuing to evolve. Every year or every few years, we have devices with better qubit count, gate fidelity, and error correction. IBM's Condor and Google's Willow are some examples. What I think we are missing is we are missing this breakthrough that will accelerate this field. Like if you think about it, this is kind of, I would like to draw the parallels to the invention of GPUs that really accelerated the progress in AI and machine learning. We're missing some kind of breakthrough like that will really accelerate quantum computing. But we cannot wait for hardware to catch up before we start focusing on algorithms. I believe that the quantum algorithms have to simultaneously evolve so we can meet the hardware somewhere in between to realize quantum advantage for real world applications. We need to be able to design algorithms that require fewer qubits, fewer gates, and circuit depth. This co-design of hardware algorithms, along with the applications and the software, is really crucial. And why are we focusing on differential equations? So differential equations are at the core of scientific computing. They model almost everything, from weather forecasts to doing aerodynamic modeling, flow around this airfoil, as shown in this video here, battery chemistry, stock price dynamics, epidemics, the spread of an epidemic. And this is a big challenge for high performance computing because we not only do we want accurate predictions, but we also want them fast. And now the question is, can quantum computing unlock the next leap in solving differential equations? And if so, what is the current state of art? What are the basics that we have to know? And where can we go from here? And that is the focus of this year's program. And let's take a pause here and try to see. You can go on to Discord, enter the live question section. And what do you guys think are the hardest problems that involve differential equations that you are interested in solving or you have heard about? Yeah. If you go to the live question section in Discord, you can answer this question.
See, we have some coming through. Gradient descent is one of the answers.
Yeah. Yeah, Navier-Stokes, I see.
Yeah. Barrow plateau issues.
Yeah, you're right in identifying some of the issues that the variational algorithms would have.
Wow, they're coming hard and fast. This is great. Simulation, like plasma physics.
Yeah, it's an amazing example. It's very hard and very challenging. Efficiently modeling chaos systems, actuals, simulating pollution spread, a very real, relevant example. This is amazing. Thank you, guys.
Chaotic systems in general. Some great answers.
Yeah, this is great. Thank you. Quantum biology, quantum many-body systems, nonlinear dynamics. That's something that we will focus on in depth in this program. Yeah, solving Schrodinger equations in general, CFD. Also, we will be focusing on that. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, these are some great answers, and a lot of your answers, these we will be focusing on kind of like the basics of differential equations. And also we have amazing industry keynote speakers who are going to come and talk about many of these applications with you. Next slide, please. All right, so why this program, right? We are really going to go deep. We're going to go deep into the quantum algorithms for differential equations. And this is roughly how the program is structured. We're going to spend a few weeks on covering the basics of quantum computing and quantum programming. And we have Gibran from QWorld who will be guiding you through this process, walking you through the basics. And we have Ben from Xanadu who will be giving you an introduction on how to code in Penny. And we have the next section, the next part of the course focuses on how do we solve linear systems of ordinary and partial differential equations. We have Professor Nana Liu from Shanghai Jiangtong University. She's an amazing speaker, and she's going to walk you on how to solve PDEs on quantum computers. We have Andrea, we have Professor Dong, who are all going to talk about different aspects of solving differential equations, linear differential equations, not only covering the basics, but like they're also going to go into what is the current state of art methods for solving these problems and how can we push this boundary even further. And we'll be focusing on nonlinear systems. We have Michael from Quantinium who will be talking about his work on developing quantum nonlinear processing units, which is one approach to tackling nonlinearity. We also have Pedro who will be talking about a different algorithm to tackle nonlinearity. And one thing that I feel like always gets brushed under the carpet is like, how do you do efficient data access? We never really talk about that enough, but we are talking about that in this program. We will be talking about how do you do block encoding, how do you do the linear combination of unitary decomposition, and not only kind of the basics of those, but kind of how can you push this further. We have Amit Surana from RTX who will be talking about how you can leverage the structure in some of these problems that you have, like in real world applications, and how you can leverage that to kind of do better data access models. So, and if that the technical content of the program is not enough to get you excited, we also have these amazing keynote speakers. Next slide, please, who will be talking about the applications, algorithms, the software, where they see as what they see as the future of quantum computing, and so much more. And you will have this amazing opportunity to interact in a live Q&A with leading experts from academia, industry, national labs, and startups. This is a great opportunity for you to ask your questions and like interact with these leading researchers working in quantum algorithms, but also focusing on differential equations. Yeah, and we also have like speakers from quantum startups. If you want to learn more about what it means to be a quantum entrepreneur, we have amazing sessions prepared for you. And this is how the course is roughly set up. We have 1 or 2 weeks focusing on the introduction to quantum computing and programming. And the rest of from weeks 3 to 8, we are going deep into differential equations, going over the basics, the cutting edge methods, identifying the gaps in research and what we can do and what you guys can do once you have identified these gaps in research, what you can do in pushing this field even further. And this will nicely lead you into weeks 9 and 10, where we will be talking more on industry projects. And this is going to be a great opportunity for you to not only work on cutting edge research, but also get guided or be mentored by some of the leading experts in this area. Next slide, please. And these are some of the certificates that you can get through this program. We have one certificate that you have, if you've already not done the Q World to Q Bronze certification, you can get that through this program. And we have a few certificates on solving partial differential equations, on data access models, Hamiltonian simulations, and how do you handle nonlinear problems. And towards the end, we have certificates for projects and the final badge if you complete the other certificates. And all right, now I'm going to hand the stage over to Vardhan, and who will give us a closer look at the cutting edge industry projects that we have prepared for you this year. And I'm thrilled to welcome him. He doesn't need no introduction for most of us. You have seen him in the previous years. For those of us who are joining us for the first time, Vardhan is a leading quantum computing researcher based in New Delhi and the founder head of Quantum Solutions Launchpad. He not only leads the quantum research efforts at WISER, but also works closely with industry partners to turn bold quantum ideas into real-world applications. He brings both vision and execution to the table, and we are lucky to have him guide us through the incredible quantum projects that are happening this year. Vardhan, the stage is yours.
Wonderful. Yeah, thanks a lot for that generous introduction. Prachi, if you could move to the next slide. That introduction makes me realize that it's been almost 7 years now since I formally stepped into quantum, and wow, that makes me feel proud and slightly old. But like many of you over here, I started my quantum journey while I was still bringing out my powers. I was finishing my undergraduate studies. I was filled with questions like, should I pursue a master's in quantum or should I go for a PhD in quantum? And I'm sure many of you are asking that yourself now. What is the best academic route to follow? Or should I explore industry for quantum computing? Or maybe it's just the best time to take a break and figure things out. Believe me, I've been there. I've gone through that entire process. And during my master's time, I realized that quantum was not just a hobby for me anymore. Hackathons are great. I won a couple of them, but that provided me the confidence to step in the industry. I started my quantum journey with TCS. That is one of the largest technical consulting firms, and I got first-hand experience of what it is to work on industry projects with quantum computing partners. And since then, it's been really amazing. And to help you get started into quantum, we have designed some really interesting projects for all of you. To help you get started into quantum, we would be hosting multiple projects as part of our summer program. These aren't just exercises. These would be real-world problems with real input from our industry partners onto what are the current bottlenecks like, what are the current problems they are trying to solve, and give you an insight from an industry perspective. Stay on that same side. So let me walk through the entire program once again. Throughout the period of June and July, we would be making sure that all of you get the exact best training possible to skill up yourself and to get relevant experience on working on quantum projects. We will be hosting different kind of keynote sessions. We will be inviting some of the best industry speakers to talk to you in live lectures and give you an overall of what these projects are. I would recommend everyone to take a screenshot of this slide right now and bookmark all of these days on your calendars. You do not miss any of these sections. These are some of the most important sessions for you to have a good time working on the industry project. These sessions one by one. The first one is on June 16th. That will be the project orientation by 3 amazing partners, the Naval Nuclear Laboratory in the US, BQB, that's an up-and-coming, very successful quantum computing startup, and Vanguard, one of the largest financial institutes out there. And we specifically chose these 3 institutes to provide a perspective from different areas of quantum application. NNL being one of the amazing national labs out there, will give a perspective of what it is, or maybe what kind of projects are being explored at different national labs. BQB is a quantum startup, so they'll give you first-hand experience of what kind of projects are true value to new startups. If you are interested in joining a startup or perhaps building your own projects, would be really exciting. And then Vanguard, they would share expertise from what an end user of quantum computing applications could look like. So they'll be sharing some project guidance on what are the real applications being explored today. Dr. Brian McDermott, Dr. Abhishek Chopra, and Dr. Mehta would be sharing their experience from these industries, and they'll be talking more about the projects on June 16th. So June 16th is definitely one of the most important sessions for you to attend if you are participating in the project. Then we'll move on to June 25. Very, very exciting session. We'll be inviting CEOs and CDOs from the top startups today. And this would be a very one-of-kind session because you'll get a chance to interact one-on-one live to some of these leadership at quantum startups, and you'll learn how these startups are growing, what are different aspects beyond technology. And if you are starting something on your own, this session on quantum entrepreneurship would be really useful for all of you. On July 2nd, we'll give a deep dive into quantum algorithms and how are we scaling this to real utility today. What does quantum advantage from a software perspective mean? We'll be joined by brilliant minds from the University of Maryland, from IBM, from NNL, and also the CEO of Avian. And they'll together discuss what is the current state of the art for quantum algorithms and how do we work to scale that up. I would very strongly recommend everyone to attend the session because the value you'll get from this session, like what is the real quantum advantage today and what needs to be done to scale that up, would be very useful for you when you're designing your project. We would love to see that kind of information being replicated in your project so you can tell us your story that this is the state of the art today. This is what you have planned for the next 5 to 10 years, and this is what scaling up of quantum algorithms could look like. July 21, 28, and July 30th, we will be hosting dedicated keynotes and sessions on quantum applications across different industries. You'll again hear from some of the top CTOs and CEOs and research heads from various companies tackling some of the most pressing challenges in the quantum industry today. And he gives you a real insight into what problems are real today. And no hype, and no bells and whistles, real value. And he'll also understand what are some key bottlenecks which you can contribute to today. So whether you are a researcher, whether you are thinking of starting your own company, or whether you are just here to gain experience, these sessions would give you real takeaway points on what you need to work on today to contribute to the growing industry and growing ecosystem. But throughout June and July, the 2 months, we make sure that you become the best quantum version of yourself so that when August rolls in, you are ready to take on industry-grade projects in finance, in engineering, and in optimization with confidence. Now, these projects, again, these are not just exercises. These would not be toy projects. These are real-world problems suggested by our amazing industry partners. So they are designed to help you get to the next level. Don't take your needs over here individually. Collaborate with everyone on Discord, make new friends, because these projects are meant to be performed in teams. We will share more information about how the teaming up takes place and how you'll go through the entire process. But as of now, interact with different fellows over Discord. There are an amazing, I think, more than 3,000 participants for now, which is amazing. Our Zoom is already full. It's up to the limit. So it's really amazing the cohort we are expecting in this year's program. So interact with everyone, make friends, get new introductions, and team up to build some really interesting projects. And finally, yes, we are not just watching these projects over here. We'll be recognizing you. All project submissions will receive an industry-recognized certificate that will highlight your technical skills that you have demonstrated during the program. We'll be also awarding special prizes for different categories. If you move to the next slide, please. Across best presentation, across best media award, best startup potential, we'll also provide advanced mentorship and support for taking your project beyond the summer program, and some surprise prizes as well. But we'll announce more details on what these prizes are and what are the next steps on June 16th. So again, mark that date and make sure to be present during that session. And what is even more exciting is that these projects would also be your audition for getting into our Quantum Solutions Launchpad program. The top participants from our entire summer program, especially the project phase, would be directly invited to join our Quantum Solutions Launchpad. What is QSL? So people who are joining in for the first time over here, QSL or Quantum Solutions Launchpad is a program which is dedicated to translating cutting-edge fundamental science into real-world quantum solutions. We work very closely with our industry partners, with different national and different institutes all across the world globally to translate that fundamental science into real-world applications. And in doing so, we have done a lot in the past year. Some of the partners you can see on the screen over here, but many more as well. During that entire QSL phase, we make sure to provide the best possible mentorship to all of our fellows working at the QSL program. So far, touchwood, and we are very, very proud of this. We have delivered more than 15 industry projects with leading national labs and global companies. We have helped incubate 3 startups. They are doing really successful at this stage. We are continuously expanding the team. We have built a network of more than 85 partners worldwide. And to give you a little perspective of how this fits in with our summer program, just last year, we had 15 participants from our summer program join QSL. These participants performed rigorously throughout our summer program, did some amazing projects, and then were directly recruited to work with us at QSL. It's a year-long program. It's continuously working. We work on different kind of projects. And by participating in this program, you get a real chance on working in these industry solutions with us. Next slide, please. And as we grow, we are also expanding not only at QSL, but also our core team and for the startups we are supporting. We have a lot of open opportunities already. So if you check out this link or take a scan of the QR code, you can see the different opportunities we are currently hiring for. But many more will be posted along the way and throughout the summer. So if you're just sitting over there and wondering, why is this program the best fit for me? Or why should I be taking this program? Or maybe where could this journey take me forward, right? The answer is anywhere you want it to be, right? We have already taken the first step. Kudos, amazing, congratulations. But by showing up to all the live lectures, by completing all the assignments and doing a good, significant project, you get a real chance at working in the quantum industry with us. It's an amazing opportunity, and I am really excited, and I can't wait to see what you have in store for us. And yeah. So next slide, please. With this, I welcome all 2,000, 3,000 of you to join our this year's program, especially work on the industry projects, get real-world experience. I'd love to keep talking, but I know many of you also have a lot of important questions for us over here. So I'd like to hand it over to someone who's been running all the engines behind the scenes and making sure that everything runs like clockwork. The incredible Katie Alexander. Katie is based in the vibrant city of London and brings deep expertise across strategy, across operations, branding, and marketing. But more importantly for all of us, she is the reason your Luma registrations were processed smoothly. Your calendar invites showed up on time and you know when to join our meeting. Your Discord and Canvas accounts were ready. And all of your questions were answered promptly and patiently on email. So yeah, quite frankly, if this year's program is running seamlessly, a huge credit goes to Katie. She has been leading all of the backend operations with care and precision, working with all of our amazing volunteers, with Wakar, with Alex, with Isabella, and many, many others. We'll get to that stage later. But now to walk you through what the different platforms look like and also share the next step. Over to you, Katie.
Thanks. Hi, everyone. So this is my first year with the program, and I'm very excited. So my background is predominantly marketing, strategy, and operations. So I spent 20 years working from scientific publishing at Nature through to educational and career support, and then more recently with science-focused university spinouts. So working within both private equity and VC companies in supporting university spinouts to thrive. Recently as well in quantum. So I worked at Oxford Quantum Circuits, where I set up the marketing department and helped get them running in terms of marketing and marketing operations. And on the side, I love drawing and I absolutely love traveling. So it's a real pleasure to be here today. And if you have any questions, please do message on Discord or email hello@, and we'll pick those up and help you out. So just really quickly, I've been absolutely overwhelmed by the number of signups. We actually had an additional couple hundred this morning. So we're now up to 2,700 of you joining this year. An incredible mix between graduates, undergrads, PhD, and even high school students across 45 to 46 countries. And we've got almost moved up to 42% women on the course. Please, if you haven't already, come to Discord, say hi, go to the networking channel, introduce yourselves. We'd really love to get to know you more. So here, I'm going to walk you through some of the platforms for this year, just to give you a good sense of the tools we use. So Zoom will be your go-to. The Zoom access links are in Luma, and you'll get email reminders every day from Lumna, as well as reminders on Discord. So we use Discord as our main primary platform of communications. So make sure you keep an eye on all the channels. I've already noticed that there's an incredibly proactive community on Discord, and it's really beautiful seeing past participants supporting some of you new joiners. It's such a beautiful community. And a huge shout out to all of our volunteers who help keep Discord running. We use Canvas as well. You will have gotten a link in your welcome email. And all of the recordings will be on YouTube. So Discord, just to quickly run through it. So as I said, it's our primary platform for communication and discussion. You'll notice there are different channels. The announcement channel is where we're going to make all major program updates. We have a generals question channel. So please come and ask any general questions you have about lectures, exercises that you might be given. But while we're in live sessions, if you have a question, please do use the live questions channel. We'll keep an eye on there. We'll pick them up at the end of the session, and we'll make sure that the speakers or the panels are given the questions for answering. If we can't answer all questions in one sitting, we'll pick up the ones that are most asked and we'll add them to our FAQs. For very kind of specific technical and scientific questions, we have created specific channels for you. So as the modules release, you will be able to then go into those specific channels to ask questions that are more scientific and technical in nature. And there'll be a team of people there ready to help answer your questions. So I thought quickly, if you haven't already, we do have a channel called Share Your World, where you can put information about what you do in your daily life. It could be what you do as a scientist or in your lab, or perhaps you're a musician or an artist. We really would love to get to know you more and build this kind of international community that I've been blown away by. So please, if any of you want to share anything right now, I can pull out some. I'm going to go into Discord and I can pull out some of what's being shared. So it's in Share Your World. So I'll share. In my spare time, I create educational games for children between the ages of 8 and 12. So that's what I love doing in my spare time. It's my passion project. Does anybody else want to share? So to keep an eye on the agenda. So if you go to the wiser.org/agenda, that's where you'll see the running list of what's up next, the speakers, an outline of the session. This will be the most up-to-date place for you to find what's coming up next. You will, of course, get reminders on Discord and Luna every day, but keep an eye on the agenda. On the website as well, you'll find a section under frequently asked questions, where we've done our best to collect all the questions you've asked over the years and pull them together. Oh, I'm going to segue back to Share World because I'm actually seeing some stuff come through. Sylvester is in space education in Nigeria. Hello, it's great to have you here. Hussein likes walking on the beach every Sunday. I'm a bit jealous. I wish I could join you. And we've got some lovely photos and dogs, some beautiful art. Oh, this is amazing. Please keep them coming. We can keep an eye on those today and as the course progresses. And then Canvas. So if you haven't already signed into Canvas, please do. You will in your welcome email have received your ID, so your enrollment ID. Please use that to register. Canvas is where we will have all the quizzes, assignments, outlines, information on the various certificates. When you enter the platform, this will be your homepage, and you'll see an overview of what's coming up. Please don't worry if modules or assignments or quizzes have not been made live yet. We will do that as and when the time is right. So as we get to the right module, the right session, we will release the quiz and the course, and we'll let you know over Discord. So you will not miss anything. You'll even find the deadlines for your certificates. So please do keep an eye on those. How to earn your certificates. So you will need to complete the quizzes when they're released and obtain 50% in each of them, in addition to your average quiz score for that module. So for example, let's say you had 5 quizzes, it needs to be more than 70%. And all the quizzes need to be completed before the final due date that will be provided. And then of course, we host all of our videos on YouTube. So please do follow the new YouTube channel, which is at WISER. There's a QR code there you can scan. Going forward, we're going to be posting all of the course videos and streaming live on the WISER YouTube channel. So please follow so you don't miss anything. We will, of course, alert you when the videos are live. So all recordings will be provided. I won't do another intro of the Womanium and WISER team, but there are a team of incredible volunteers that I want to hand over to that have made this not only fun, but possible. And they come with such experience, collaboration, and just a joy to work with. So I'm going to hand over first to Alex to introduce himself. Alex, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Katie, and hello, everyone. And again, we are happy to have you in this year program. I am Alex Piedju. I am from Cameroon, but living in Italy, where I did my PhD, working on the Zepson junction. And now I'm working as a postdoc at the Italian Institute of Nuclear Physics that we usually call ENFN. One is the national lab based in Frascati that is close to Rome. So my work basically deals with the design and simulations of superconducting devices for action search. So by superconducting devices, I mean transmon qubit that you are all familiar with in the 2D and 3D configurations, the JPA, the Josephson parametric amplifier, and the superconducting cavities for our horoscope. That's where the axion converts into photon under the presence of a magnetic field. Okay, and here at Womanium, it's already been 4 years that I'm helping organizing this program. And for this year, I am responsible for reviewing the applications and approve you to the program if everything is okay. So if not, I will send you another email asking for additional information in order to proceed with your registration. But in the end of the day, everyone gets approved, and that's the beauty of the Womanium program. No one is left behind. Besides this one, when I'm not working in the gym, watching movie, football, soccer for the US guys. Okay, that was all for me. I will let you meet my other colleague, Ananya.
Thank you so much, Alex. Hi, everyone. I'm Ananya, and I'm currently pursuing my bachelor's in computer science at Stevens. I concentrate in AI and machine learning, so a lot of my coursework and my research currently surrounds understanding LLMs and biases and understanding the algorithms behind them. So this year's program is perfect, right up my lane in terms of that. I've been working with Womanium since the 2023 program. I was a participant in their first program, and I've been volunteering and helping out ever since. So it's great to be here and see how everything's grown and how the WISER program is now here. Other than that, my college and university, I spend time working with organizations that use tech for social good. So we develop programs and softwares for nonprofits like Womanium and other purposes to enhance their web presence and marketing and things like that. And other than that, I'm an artist. I paint. I also lift at the gym. And yeah, I'm really happy to be here, really happy to help monitor the Discord. You'll see me responding to a bunch of messages. But yeah, very happy to have everyone here. Very glad to see 2025 Womanium and WISER program. And now Karina can introduce herself. Very nice to see you all.
Hi, thank you, Ananya. Hello, my name is Karina, and I joined the team back in 2023. I have an undergraduate's degree in illustration, and now I am currently pursuing a master's degree in graphic design, where I'm basically learning about creating effective visual communication through branding, marketing, typography, layout, and color, to say some of the few things. So I basically use those to solve problems and enhance user experiences and use design as a way to visually communicate with others. And my role on this team is to assist with designing the visually compelling graphics you might have seen on social platforms over the past few days or weeks. And side note, I also did the team profiles you're also seeing on the slides right now. And part of the design process when working on Womanium and WISER content is following the brand design guidelines to ensure everything looks cohesive and connected across all platforms. In terms of free time, I am part of my friend's bi-monthly publication where we highlight voices of Asian American and Pacific Islander experiences. So that's been very fun and really glad to be back on the team. And thank you for this time to introduce myself.
Hi, I'm Isabella Getting. I am currently in Durham, North Carolina. I am a fifth-year PhD student at Duke University studying trapped ion quantum computing, and specifically how to network these computers together by using simple photons. What drives me is really making physics, specifically quantum physics, accessible to a larger audience and help people learn something that they thought they maybe were not able to learn, or something that they thought was super difficult and inaccessible. And so for the program, I'm going to be doing some science communication. I'll be writing some short blog posts about once a week on the sessions that you will participate in to summarize the key points and hopefully make them very accessible. And in my free time, I like to hang out with my dog, Dakota, and I like to do powerlifting and hang out with friends.
Hi everyone, my name is Mohammad Waqar Amin and I'm based in Pakistan. I have a position of senior researcher at Pakistan Institute of Engineering and Applied Sciences. And basically I'm an experimental physicist and I work on developing superconducting quantum circuits for quantum information. And during this program, I will be your go-to guy for Discord questions. So you just ping me or tag me if you have any questions, you want something, you need some information. I'll be there to answer you. And of course, I started my own quantum career with Womanium and then now with WISER. So it's really, really amazing to be there again. So I would advise everybody to enjoy it and learn a lot and make good friends. Over to you, Katie.
Thank you. And thank you all so much. I honestly can't say how much you guys do to help support this. It's incredible. So I guess now we will open up to questions via Discord. So if you have any questions, please head over to the live questions channel on Discord and start posting and we will answer. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen.
Actually, before you do that, can you go to the next slide, Katie? I have quick point I want to raise. Many of you have not received your welcome emails yet. I want to quickly point out welcome email has the link to Discord. It has the link to Discord. It has the link to Canvas, and it has schedule and other information. So I might then do a quick screen share, but I'll show you what it looks like. Katie's been sending them out. We use the email that you provided to us. So please go check and make sure you have it. But this is what it's supposed to look like.
If you haven't received it, please do email us at hello@thewiser.org. And then from your email address, I can retrieve and make sure it hasn't been lost in spam and resend it to you.
All right. Yeah, feel free to ask questions in the meantime on Discord, under live questions, and one of us should answer. If it's something just about you, then write to us at hello, but otherwise we are here for all your questions.
Okay, so we've got a question. How many approximate hours per week should this course be taking up, including lectures, assignments, reading, and project work? So Vardhan, shall I hand that one over to you? So I know we've got the number of course hours, but regarding projects and other assignments.
Yeah, it shouldn't be taking up a lot of time, but we do expect at least 5-10 hours per week. And now that depends on how much effort you want to put into it. Monday and Wednesday, we'll be having a couple of lectures. So every lecture is from 1.5 hours to 2 hours, sometimes, only sometimes up to 3 hours. And then there would be a small homework associated with it. So at the bare minimum, it would be 5 hours per week. But some weeks could be a little bit more intensive. But yeah.
When will the modules on Canvas be made public? That is from Elizabeth. So the modules on Canvas will be made public as and when the time is right. So the session will happen, and then after the session, we will be pushing the Canvas modules live. We'll always let you know. You'll get an announcement on Discord and an announcement reminder through Lumina. So don't worry, you will not miss any of the modules. And we have given ample time for the deadlines. So do not expect to kind of log into Canvas and see anything live right now. We will be launching one at the end of today, which is our pre-survey quiz, but we will of course let you know. Hello, Team Wiser. How can we earn certificates? I'm a beginner in the quantum-based program. Can I learn from scratch? And thank you, Hussein, who is amazing. I've seen him answer so many questions. So if you are online right now, thank you very much. But he has responded and said, yes, a little Pylon and linear algebra knowledge is needed, but the first module will contain a revision of those. Let's see. Will we learn how to use AI to optimize quantum computers? So I'm going to hand that one over. I saw you nodding your head, so I'm going to hand that one over to Abhinaya.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, no, we will not really be focusing on AI in this program this year. We'll be focusing purely on quantum algorithms.
Yeah, although, just to add on to that, if you are really interested in AI and if you do bring up background from classical machine learning and AI, you are more than welcome to implement those in our project. So in the project, we would have some guidelines on what we expect, but beyond that, everything is welcome. So you are absolutely free to explore intersections between AI and quantum computing and anything else.
There was a question on the presentation. It will be sent. Let's see, Canva link. Okay, we'll send those out. Any other questions coming in? Will the modules and PowerPoints discussed during the sessions be sent via email? So all of the sessions are recorded. We will make them available on YouTube afterwards. And the SlideShare will be available. Some speakers, if they have agreed to sharing slide, we will share the slides as well. So that will be very much speaker dependent, but everything will be shared post sessions. Just looking through. A lot of questions around the Zoom capacity. We did reach capacity, which I think is amazing and a testament to how many people enjoy this course. So we maxed out at 1,000. So we have streamed on YouTube live. So we're live streaming.
There's a question in chat. On the Zoom chat, do we need to install things like Qiskit? Do we need to install any software beforehand?
I would say that in the basic sessions that they would walk you through it. But if you already know how to install Qiskit, and I think we would also be using PennyLane, if you know how to do it, it's a good idea to get it installed and set up.
So there is a question about the projects. I'm a little bit confused about the projects. How is it going to be organized?
Yeah, so I can take that. Projects, I am sure all of you are very excited for that. We'll be sharing more information on June 16th when we have the project orientation session. So what are the projects all about? What are the technical descriptions of the project? How do you participate in that? How do you team up? What are the timelines? How do we select the winners? everything would be shared on June 16th. So yeah, just wait for that.
I have some questions coming. Please put your questions on Discord. If I understand some of you may not have your welcome email, then I'm reading the questions from here. But some of the questions are, is there any pre-reading material? I'm new to quantum. What should I do to catch up and be ready?
Yeah, I think we'll be starting right from scratch. So you don't need any kind of reading material. The first lecture by Q would be the one place where all the beginners can get started on. We'll go through the mathematics fundamentals. We'll go through how do you install your different software. What does it look like to work with Qiskit or with Pendulum? So we'll be doing all that in the first 2 weeks. However, if you're like really new to quantum and you have no background at all, I would strongly recommend reading some online resources available. I can share that with all of you on chat. We can, but if you just follow the lecture, the first few lectures are for a fundamentally quantum computing. You should be comfortable.
I think there were a few with asking for the Discord URL. So I'm going to also share that in the Zoom chat as well as resend via Loom. I will also be posting the email. So the email is hello@thewiser.org. So please do message. Is there a specific platform where we can track all our activity during the course, like the assignments and achievements attained on a personal level? So that would all be via Canvas. So when you log into Canvas, you'll have assignments, you'll be able to complete your assignments, and it will all be kept within the Canvas instance. Roman is asking for the YouTube link. I will send that now. I'm guessing it's the live link that you want, or would it be the general link? General one. Okay, yeah, that would be the Wiser @. I will share that.
A great feature of sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you. So I was just gonna say really quickly, a great feature of forums is that you can quickly search to see if your question has been answered in terms of seeing whether the recording question has been answered or not. So if there's like a quick comment FAQ, take a quick search so that we don't have to answer the same question multiple times. But otherwise, feel free to keep posting. We encourage posting these questions.
I'm just pulling up all the links. So if there are any other questions, if someone else could filter them just for a second while I pull up the links and resend.
Do you guys want to cover any other prerequisites for the program?
I think we require that participants know a little basic understanding of math. I think that's one of the main prerequisites. Other than that, I don't think there's much. Yeah, also I would say if you're interested in a particular topic, you can look up the speakers. You can if we can post links of the papers that they will be discussing, if that would be helpful, if you want to do a little background reading before you come to the session, things like that.
Right. I have one more question, which is a common one. People have earned the Q Bronze certificate in the past years. Is that still valid? Will we accept that for module 1? Yes, exactly. We've done this in the past. We'll put that in the module. You can upload your certificate and you'll be all set. Thank you for the question. All right, another question is live attendance. Guys, you guys have so many questions. Live attendance. If this overlaps with your classes, if you're not able to attend, we do understand, but we do want live attendance, because then you get to interact with the speaker. You could post questions, they can answer them on Discord. So try to show up live as much as you can. Otherwise, give us about 24 to 36 hours. We have a hardworking team here. We have some volunteers, we have some full-time, but we work very hard. And we're going to try and take that video, make it YouTube ready, and then post it on YouTube within a day. So that's our goal, but give us some time if you're delayed. But otherwise, try to attend live as much as you can. Okay, and then a lot of you have issues with joining Canvas or Discord. You guys are so smart. You're learning quantum, right? You're really smart. I know you can troubleshoot. So troubleshoot for what's happening with your instance. But I will leave it to you guys. Okay.
And please do keep the questions coming, because we'll continue to collect them and add them to our FAQs, which are on the website. So do take a look at thewiser.org. And if you go to the quantum program, you will have an option, a drop down that says FAQs. And we've already put in the frequently asked questions from the previous years. So please do take a look and continue adding to that.
Yes. All right. Any more questions? I think we've answered most of your questions.